different realities. They can be just cocooned in information that reinforces their current biases. It's also, by the way, harder to be as obnoxious and cruel in person as people can be anonymously on the internet.
He's got a point. Critics saying, however, that's former President Obama taking a not-so-hidden dig at President Trump. But it's not what he said, but where it was heard that is causing the most outrage. Gina, I'm going to begin with you here. This was an interview with Prince Harry that aired overseas, and we asked, should a former president ever criticize a current president? Is that fair, Gina?
I think it's a good question to ask. I mean, I don't think he should have to check his First Amendment card, but I also think it just wasn't a very classy thing to do, especially overseas.
But Tracy, President Obama didn't name President Trump specifically, so is it a dig?
You know, I could see why it would be taken a dig, but I don't think it was. I don't think it was an outright dig against President Trump. He said all of us in leadership, and I think he included himself in that, all of us in leadership. So I personally did not see anything wrong with that.
Did you think it was a dig, Gary?
Yes. Look, there have been only 44 different presidents. It's a small club. This should be easy, but it does go both ways. A sitting president should also not be putting down a past president, and that's been going on also. Let this guy run the country. You are done. You are over. If you want to do other things in government, God bless you. If you want to do a PAC, God bless you. But get away from putting him down at this point in time.
Yeah, what do you say to that, David?
I say what you say, which is there was no mention of Trump there. Secondly, it was good advice to leaders in corporations, in colleges, or anywhere else. Thirdly, it's a World Wide Web, so what any president, former or otherwise, says is going to end up on the World Wide Web. But I would also add to the good advice that you may want to think and check your facts before you do tweet, so that you're not giving erroneous or false information, which we've seen this president often do.
A lot of people have given false information. It's one of the perils of the internet.
We're talking about the president today, so that's I thought we'd mention that.
David, follow up for you. When you hear in that sound, in that interview from President Obama, cocoon, you know, reinforces our own biases, what does that signify to you? What do you think he's really talking about?
I think it signifies what we see in mainstream media, be it those Fox News viewers or MSNBC viewers or ABC News. People want to hear the news from their sources in particular, and you have cocoons within the World Wide Web, be it on Twitter or Facebook, and it's only a mirror of what we see in cable TV or network TV and media in general.
Gina, I'll let you respond to that.
Yeah, I think it's a good challenge, actually, to say, hey, get outside your bubble, listen to all opinions, and come up with your own. But I also think it kind of insults the American people to say that they live in cocoons, because I think that the American people in the last election certainly showed that they were willing to listen to all sides and make a decision, and that's why they elected this president.
Yeah, you know, that's a really...
The American people are a lot smarter than Professor Obama thinks.
Or the GOP thinks.
Excuse me. We all have our opinions. We all get to voice our opinions in any way, shape, or form based on what we see on a daily basis. I don't need somebody telling us what to think or what to do, because I got news for you. As I said early in the first segment, I think we're a lot smarter than them in Washington, D.C., and I think they've been taking us for granted for a very, very long time.
So the code of silence basically has been broken, Tracy, right? We saw it in the moment when Harry met Barry. The code of silence is broken. Where do we go from here?
I guess, do we continue the code of silence? Do we keep that up? Or do we, you know, as we go with the free speech, do we speak what we want? I don't know.
All right, better question. When President Trump is former President Trump, whenever that is, do you think he's going to break the code of silence? That arguably has already been broken?
No.
He broke it before he broke it before he became president. I mean, come on.
Gina, what do you think?
He's breaking it every day.
No, I don't think it'll be necessary, because I think that free market economics is going to work out so well that I see another free market, economically based president being elected after President Trump serves his 8 years. So no, I don't think there'll be any reason to criticize.
Another businessman in the Oval Office. All right. Thanks, guys. Coming up, trouble could be brewing.